What's going on, guys? It's Mossy, aka Cybex Trades, and today is the 20th November, and let's go ahead and break down some trade reviews that I took today. Beautiful day overall today for me. Only traded two names, one out of two for me, Shopify and Spy, and some other names that were on the watch list that I traded. And let's go ahead and break down the first trade. So coming off today, pre-market, I was watching Shopify for a continuation here. So as you guys can see, if we look and remove this real quick. So as you guys can see in the daily or in the weekly, it broke out of this weekly bull flag. Pretty strong overall, decent volume you could say. And if we go look at the daily as well, looks decent as well, Overall the strength is just there, like passive buyers are just there. I wouldn't say like huge strength, but passive buyers is there. And yeah, basically what I was watching for was this breakout here. We have this rising wedge here, but what I was watching for was the level of, if I go switch to the charts here, was the charted levels that I had was 68, 67, and all these sub little levels that this stock has. And usually I don't really trade shop or anything like that, but just the setup looked nice, and I was like, hey, if we could get a nice retest or a nice hold above this level here, because if you can see here, we have this multiple touches here, resistance, resistance, come on, resistance, and over here as well. So I was like, okay, if we can hold here, then we can definitely push to 70. That's what my initial target was, based off of this fail of this rising wedge. And yeah, that's basically what happened. As you guys can see, my first trade, I entered right off open, very beautiful. So if I go ahead and put on the EMAs here, I entered here, the VWAP is the purple line for me, so I entered right here on the 634 line. I was like, okay, some volume's kicking in, my stop loss is going to be right here below 68.17, and I was like, if we hold this, cool. This is a high probability setup for me personally. Looking at previous price action, at first we opened here, kind of opened right here, and then reclaimed the level quickly. And then my stop loss was really nice, and my entry was beautiful. Execution was beautiful as well. So yeah, I entered here at 62, the 70 calls, weeklies, and then scaled another one at this candle here. And I was like, okay, I saw this and I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait to see how price action reacts. If we can hold VWAP in the 9 EMA, I will continue holding. If not, I'll exit. And as you guys can see, we beautifully, came to this level here, touched this level here, 68.71. Pulled back to the 9 EMA, shot through it. And then this is where I took my first trim here. Didn't want to be greedy, wanted to lock in some profits. And I was like, cool. So I locked in here, and then I was like, I'm going to hold this runner with adjusted stop loss. My adjusted stop loss was basically, at first it was this level, but I was like, you know what? I want this play to kind of have a momentum, like strength push, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense, with the 9 EMA. And basically I was just going to use the 9 EMA as a stop loss if it broke that. And yeah, we broke through it once again. Waited a couple minutes, broke through it, went all the way to close to 69, 63, which is my next key level. And as you guys can see, we had trouble here and whatnot, and then rejected. This is where I exited my last runner at 91, and for a total profit of, I believe, yeah, $46 for this on the date for just Shopify play. And as you guys can see later, we touched 70, but I wasn't really gonna hold it for that. And yeah, so the next trade was on Spy here. Beautiful, not beautiful, but this one didn't really work too well. Had a poor entry. So yeah, as you guys can see, based off of the morning, if I remove this real quick, based off of the morning chart and how it was looking in the pre-market, we were kind of making this ascending triangle here, and as you guys can see, it looks like it's playing out so far, but I'm not really trusting the volume on this. So yeah, if you guys look at this as well, it's just been declining, so I don't really trust that. But yeah, this ascending triangle that I charted here, I was like, you know what, this is a high probability setup, because when you look at what we've been doing in the past week, most people think that it's time for a pullback or time for a short, but the market actually likes to do the exact opposite of what people want, when it comes to these like biases and whatnot. So yeah, basically right off open, we pretty much slowly just started to go up, held this level of 450.75, and I didn't want to trade in this range at all. So I was like, okay, I'm not trading this range. I don't care what happens. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna be patient. We have a short week. Market's gonna be closed on Thanksgiving and whatnot. So yeah, but as you guys can see, I kind of rushed it, to be honest with you. Wow, it looks like we're pumping huge right now. But I pretty much rushed it here. I entered here, right at the top of here, closed. Should have waited for a retest instead, because my loss would have been smaller. but as you guys can see, entered the 455 calls at 92, and stop loss was right below this 452 level, because basically what I wanted to see was a breakthrough, small pullback, and then just completely just go push. Like that's like basically what's happening here. And yeah, I mean basically that we didn't really get that. We kind of chopped around, resisted here, had a resistance, held VWAP here. This is basically VWAP, and bounced off of here. Now looking back at this, I mean, looking at the ascending triangle, this would have been a nice area to enter, but overall volume and the read of price action was kind of suspicious, so that's why I didn't really enter again. I was like, you know what, I'm up for the day, nice beautiful trade on Shopify. I don't want to really give back any more profits. And as you guys can see, we're just consolidating, consolidated for a little bit, or kind of lagged a little bit around here, and now we're back up to 453, and looks like we're going to 455. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Overall, beautiful day for me today. Managed risk, managed my emotions. Execution was really well on the first trade. And yeah, overall can't complain. We'll see what the rest of the week brings, but I'm going to be personally sizing down and really just taking contracts that are, within my appropriate sizing measures and whatnot, and manage my risk. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys, and thank you. I'll catch you guys on the next one.